suma saina ya mubana
Orengi suma temera biya na labu hare labur bengi
Ula shambe ngoriengi suma saina ya mubana
Orengi suma ne alanga nilo nyengi nyalara lo solino
Ula shambe ngoriengi suma saina ya mubana
Oyengi suma mo
So with us we have visitors. Make sure you have read this book. Have you ever seen it? Yes. So this is the person who has written this book. We call him an author. Enough time to speak. He has done this volume, and I'm very sure he'll speak about the other book he is planning to write and whether he has written or not. Are we together? Yes. So he is called Reyia. I'm very sure you'll get to interact with him. He'll tell you how you are supposed to do your learning if you aim at being somebody like him, writing books, writing magazines, gazettes, and all sorts of writings that we have. Are we together?
How are you? Good. Asanteni sana. Thank you all very, very much for your attention to Joel and his books. A round of applause for all of you for being such good students. I want to say how much Angama appreciates having you as our neighbors. We love that you guys are our neighbors and that we get to share this Mara with you. The Mara is a very special place, and we rely on you as the future to continue to protect the Mara. So thank you for all that you do and all that your community does for the Mara. And special thanks to Joel for being able to capture it in his books and share it with everybody, but especially with students throughout the region, about how important wildlife is, how important it is to protect and to conserve, and also to how important it is to continue your educations. Okay, so please keep up the good work. Asanteni sana.
Because I'm an economist, I'm a journalist, and I'm also an author. I write stories for children. And to tell you a brief story about myself, I studied at Olopik Kidongwet Primary School. That's where I learned. So I'm one of you, senior. Yes. And I sat for my KCPE in the year 2006. I scored 349 marks. After that, I proceeded to Orero Secondary School, where I scored an A- of 78 points out of 84. And I got an enrollment letter, a letter of invitation to join Kenyatta University. So from there, I joined the university in 2012. I did a degree course in economics and finance. So it's important for you to know that your score matters a lot. What you score from here will determine which school you will join, which high school, right? Yes. And your score in the secondary school will determine whether you will join the university or you will go to college, and whether the government will be able to give you a bursary. Because for me, the government paid all my university fees because nilipita, sindio? So in brief, because we have no time, I'm the author of this beautiful story. I'm happy that most of you have read it, sindio? And I'm also very grateful to Angama Mara Lodge because they're the one who have bought for you these ones. Okay? Yes. So I'm going to do a reading session. I'll read from my book. It's a collection of 3 stories. We have the title story, Leputa and the Goats. And then we have a second story called Saviors of the Mara. The last story is called the dishonest shepherd. So I'm going to read from the second story. Saviors of the Mara. Just be very, very keen because I'll ask questions after this, okay? Nauliza maswali, kwa hivyo mtege masikio kabisa, muwe very keen. Saruni and Kaya fitted their arrows to their bowstrings and simultaneously shot their arrows into the air. They looked at the arrows as they flew through the air until they were like tiny dots. The place where they landed was sown with tall reeds and tall tufts of grass. While whistling softly to the animals grazing nearby, the boys went to look for the arrows. At first, they could not easily see them because of the reeds which were so thickly clustered together. The swarm was called the Isokon swarm, and it was near the Kichwatembo airstrip. After a few minutes, each of them found their arrow. Suddenly, a droning sound pierced through the air. Saruni looked up and saw an aeroplane coming in to land at the nearby airstrip. "Look, the lights on its wings are flashing," he shouted, pointing at it. "It's descending slowly like a bird," Kaya shouted back. When it landed, it sped through the runway before it came to a stop. The boys knew what the plane carried. It carried tourists who always visited the Masai Mara throughout the year to see the wildlife and enjoy the beautiful scenery. Saroni remembered what his social studies teacher had told him before the schools closed. The Masai Mara Game Reserve is one of the most beautiful places on earth. Saruni lived at Olololo near the game reserve, while his friend Kaya lived at Enkereri, which was 1 kilometer away. The two 11-year-old boys were always happy to graze their parents' animals near the game reserve. They got to see many animals. It was interesting to encounter the big five daily and admire them from a distance. Whenever Saruni saw the elephants rolling in the mud or impatiently breaking down tall tree trunks, he would remember his science teacher, Mrs. Naleku, standing in front of the class. She would show pictures of the big five to the class. Elephant, lion, rhino, buffalo, leopard. The class would shout in unison as Mrs. Naleku's hand moved from one animal on the wall to another. But that was not all. There were other animals like the waterbug, bush pigs, cheetahs, and the cunning baboons. At the river Mara, which his father usually called Entupai, there were hippopotamuses and the dreaded Nile crocodiles. Of all the birds in the Mara, only one bird fascinated Saroni, the secretary bird. It had a crest of long feathers which looked like quills. He had read in a book that the reason the bird was named secretary bird was because the quills on its crest made it look like a secretary with pens under the ears. At 3 p.m., Kaya and Saruni gathered the cows and drove them through the paths that led to their homes. When the cattle had passed through the escarpment, Saruni saw an animal of prey walking stealthily through the tall grass in the opposite direction. He immediately drew Kaya's attention. "It's a leopard," whispered Kaya. "No, it's a cheetah," replied Saruni. "Look at its coat. It has single, clear, black spots, each separated from the other spot. Leopards have smaller, irregular shaped spots, grouped together in circles to form rosettes." "That is true," agreed Kaya. "It also has tear marks running from the inner corner of its eyes down to the cheeks, which are absent in leopards. Saruni's hair stood on his head. Kaya removed an arrow from his quiver. He fitted it to the bowstring and aimed at the cheetah, but Saruni shook his head. Do not shoot it. Cheetahs are very dangerous animals, he said cautiously. Before Kaya could think what to do next, his father appeared. He was a game ranger at Oloisukut Conservancy. He was a tall man with a round face and a gap in the lower row of his teeth. Whenever he was on patrol in the conservancy, he always had his gun strapped to his shoulder. What are you boys looking at? He asked. A cheetah, it's over there, and Kaya wants to shoot it, answered Saruni. Why? Asked Kaya's father. No reason. Kaya shook his head. Do not injure or kill wild animals just for no reason, Kaya's father said. It is illegal. You could be arrested by the police and taken to court. But can wild animals attack people? Saruni asked. Yes, they do attack people. It is advisable to stay away from them. Wild animals are very important to our country. Visitors from all over the world visit Kenya because of them. They pay the government so as to see the animals. He explained that he had his job because of the wild animals. If there were no animals in this game reserve, I would not have a job, and I will not be able to take you and your brothers and sisters to school, Kaya's father told them. The boys arrived home at sunset. After putting all the animals into the pen, Saruni went to his mother's house for a cup of milk. He was very tired, but at the same time happy that he had learned a lot while herding that day. He had never known that Kaya's father had his job because of the wild beasts pouring through the border and across the Mara River every year, or because of the numerous strip horses of Africa, the zebras, ever grazing lazily on the high savanna. When the schools closed for the second term, Saruni and Kaya had wonderful experiences to share with their classmates. They talked about the beautiful mother cheetah they encountered on their way home, and the cunning crocodiles which always opened their mouths wide to catch fleas at the riverbanks. The lions of Maranoth Conservancy always hunted in teams to increase their chances of success. Mr. Sulel, the school head teacher, appointed Kaya as the captain of the wildlife club. He would be in charge of maintaining the school museum and planting of trees in the school compound. Kaya loved his new position very much. Wildlife, both plants and animals, were always a cause close to his heart. It had always been his desire to feed the school rabbits and keep a record of the scientific names of the plants. When his class conducted elections at the end of June, Saruni was chosen as the new prefect for class 4. He was happy because he had always wanted to be a leader. Being chosen as the class prefect was one step toward achieving his dream. Thursdays were always club days at Enkereri Primary School. The pupils would group together in their various clubs and discuss club matters. Saruni and Kaya were both in the wildlife club. Immediately the bell rang for games on Thursday, members of the wildlife club grouped together in the dining hall. Saruni called the members to order and instructed the meeting to start with a word of prayer. Good evening, members, he greeted them after they had prayed. Good evening, they replied in unison. Welcome to the new wildlife club at Enkereri Primary School, he said earnestly, looking for a moment at Kaya. I am sure you will learn a lot on the importance of caring for our biodiversity. It is our responsibility to put a smile on the face of Mother Earth and make it a better place than we found it. Our patron, Mr. Okello, will explain more on this, he said. After that, he welcomed the chairman to address the members. Kaya rose up to a big applause from the members. When the shouting had gone down, he thanked Saruni and then outlined the plans for the club throughout the term. He said that they would undertake a thorough cleaning of the school compound, which had become dirty. They would also plant trees and refurbish the old neglected museum. At the end of the term, the most active members would go on a trip to Naboisho Conservancy. Another round of applause accompanied Kaya when he went back to his seat. When Mr. Okello, the club's patron, stood up to speak, silence descended on the hall. He had a deep voice which rang out to the four corners of the hall. Thank you, members, for turning up in large numbers to heed the call of caring for our environment. I know all of you are environmentalists who will always stand up to defend the environment for the good of society, he said amid claps from excited members. He congratulated the chairman for his good plans and added that members must work together to meet the objectives of the club. The bell rang at 5 p.m. and the members dispersed. Kaya was happy with both the club's progress and his academic performance. He was excelling in both and his teachers congratulated him. The following week, he and the club members renovated the school's old museum. The museum was stocked with many old items used by the Maasai people many years ago. There were weapons such as swords, spears, and arrows, and tools like jembes and kangas. There were also horns which had acted as caps and animal skins woven into clothing. The members fetched water from the well and cleaned the floor and the wall of the museum. They rearranged the items neatly in their places. Our museum now looks very good and well organized, Mr. Okello said the next day when he saw it. Kaya and Saruni were very happy. Mr. Okello encouraged them to keep up the good work. He brought them 23 seedlings for the club members to plant after their next meeting. The following Thursday, after their meeting, the Wildlife Club members planted the seedlings. Now the school compound, except the football and volleyball pitches, was covered with tree seedlings. The pupils planted seedlings of the Nandi flame, blue gum, gravilia, cedar, and cypress trees, among others. One corner of the school was used to plant seedlings of endangered species of indigenous trees. Kaya called it Nyakweri Forest, after the indigenous forest in Transmara West, which was about to become extinct due to rampant charcoal burning. From where he sat by the window of his classroom, he liked to look out at the trees as if watching them grow inch by inch. He imagined a big forest growing from them. He imagined the Nandi flame seedlings growing into tall Nandi flame trees, which would eventually burst with so many red flowers. When the school compound was full of trees, the pupils began planting seedlings outside the school compound. The seedlings were watered regularly, early in the morning and late in the evening, before the pupils left. The members contributed money which they used to buy enough watering cans to water all the seedlings. On Saturdays, we went to plant trees in parts of the forest where they had been cut down by charcoal burners. This process of planting trees where they have been cut down is called reforestation, Mr. Okello explained to them. After a while, the efforts of the Wildlife Club members began to bear fruit. The trees they planted grew and the compound looked neat. The pupils had plenty of shade to rest under when the sun was scorching. The parents and teachers were happy with the good work of the Wildlife Club members. During the next prize giving day, the County Cabinet Secretary for the Environment was the chief guest. The Wildlife Club was awarded a trophy for their good work in conserving the environment. May the chairperson of the Wildlife Club please move forward and receive the trophy, the Cabinet Secretary said. Kaya's heart beat fast. The eyes of the pupils, their parents, and the guests were all on him. He stepped forward and threw one glance at Saruni. He was smiling broadly, excitement written on his face. Kaya plucked up courage from Saruni's smile and moved slowly to the podium. He was dressed in clean uniform and well-polished shoes. His hair was also well kept. Let us clap for him for the wonderful work he has done together with his club members, the Cabinet Secretary said. She gave Kaya a warm handshake and handed him the trophy. You are the saviors of the Mara. Your good work will restore the beauty of the Masai Mara. She congratulated him. Kaya nodded with happiness and turned to face the pupils, parents, teachers, and guests. They were all clapping wildly. Saruni jumped with joy. Thank you. Did you follow the story very well?
Yes.
Okay, here comes the question session. And I expect if you want to answer the question, just raise up your hand and then I'll give you the time, okay? Yeah, no chorus answers. The first question. Name one river in the story, its source, and its mouth. Yes, just name the river first, okay? River Mara. Let's clap for... What is the source of River Mara? Yes. Mau Forest. Clap for her. For him. Where is the mouth of River Mara?
Lake Victoria.
Lake Victoria. Correct. Mpigie makofi. The second question. List 3 animals that depend on that river for a livelihood. Zebras. Okay. Hippopotamuses. Wapige makofi. Rhino. Correct. Let's clap for her. A boy now. A boy now. Yes. Yes. Lion. So let's clap for her. Let us clap for Angama because of
It's a privilege to get him here so that he can explain for us what has been happening. Now, I want us to give a special clap to Angama Mara for donating these books to us. Now, it should be at least somewhere here. A good clap. Another one. Another one. Excellent. With us, we have the head teacher. And I'd like him to come and welcome our guest.
We have a friend here. Oh, sure. So you have so many of them. So, to our friends from Angama, our guest, who is also one of our own. Did he tell you he comes from around here? Ngapi namjua? How many know him? How many know me? Reyia, naonekana tukitafuta kula na kushinda. very grateful. The management of Angama, we are very, very, very happy. And you know you've been very good friends since Angama came here. We're proud of you. And I know these boys and girls are very, very proud of you. Wangapi wanafurahia Angama? You know, you take, they go to hospital Angama, they do everything Angama, game drive Angama. So we tell you not tired. Come back. Okay.
A journalist and also the author of this beautiful book, Lekuta and the Goats and Other Stories, which is published by Queenix. It's a collection of 3 stories for children with very good moral lessons for children, and it attempts to try to address the contemporary issues in the society like climate change, deforestation, and population explosion around the Masai Mara. Has been sponsored by Angama Foundation. I'm very grateful for them. And so far we have managed to sell a number of copies, around 6,000 since 2017. Since 6,000 copies sold since 2017. And we think that this is remarkable. This is remarkable for a budding or a starting author. And if you are if you also aspire to write, the message I have for you is just to be persistent. Read a lot of other people's works, because in that way you sharpen your own writing. And never give up, because you have to be persistent. You have to pursue your goals no matter what, all the challenges. You have to wake up in the morning and write and write and write, and in the end you will see the fruits. And I aspire that as many of you as would like to write or to get published will also find an avenue to share the information with the world. Thank you.